not taking the mud route. The mud route is hard on a fat person. That was not a wild hog that you heard in the previous clip. That was my breathing.
Welcome to this week's Rob for Films. It's the long awaited for, by some people, GoPro 7 Black Bow Hunting Edition. Let's roll. Alright guys, I want to preface this entire episode by saying I am not, or at least I wasn't, or haven't been previously, a big GoPro or action camera fan in general. I just think the camera quality's kind of crappy and they're shaky and they're too wide and the sound's horrible and like a million other things that I don't like about them. Anyway, so when this one kept reviewing so well, I was skeptical to say the least. But after unboxing it and using it a little bit, I'm starting to come around some. I'm not here to push this product. I'm not here to make any money from GoPro or anyone else for my reviews. So it's more of a, let's see what it does and hopefully it works for you. And if not, hey, don't buy it. I don't care. As I was thinking about all the ways that you can use an action camera, and the ways that I would use an action camera aren't the same as the way other people might use them. I'm a filmmaker and a vlogger, and so I would use it very differently and sparingly probably. But I'm thinking, like, where's this market at? I know there's those action filmmakers and things like that that are out there like jumping off cliffs and skydiving. I don't really know anyone like that, but one of the fields that came to mind for me was hunting. I live in North Texas. There's a ton of hunters around. I have a really good buddy, known him for a long time. We talked together many, many years ago. His name's Staley Keck, and he is a world-renowned bow hunter. And he probably hunts other things with other weapons as well. But the guy is known for his bow hunting. Staley has his own YouTube channel where he does his hunts. And I'm going to link that, like, yeah, right there. Or is it it's one side or the other. I'll put it, it's going up. I'm just saying, it's there.
And my good friend Rob here said, let's review a new camera. So gathered up all my gear, my tripod, my bike, and my bow. And we're going to see what we can do here and see what the outdoorsman, how it might benefit the outdoorsman and some different features it has.
This entire thing is going to be a thorough look at the three aspects that you, as a hunter, may want to use this GoPro for. Here are those three things. Number one, directly onto the bow. Makes sense. Number two, while he's in the stand, like whether it's on like a tripod stand or a tree stand, he's going to use the GoPro there. And number three, much like myself, he's going to use it while moving, like in a vehicle or on a bicycle or wherever, you know, he's traveling to. It makes for cool transitions and stuff like that.
We're on a forum called TexasBowhunter.com, and it is a wealth of knowledge. And the kind of the holy grail that everybody's looking for is an action camera that they can mount to their bow so they don't have to fiddle with a tripod or anything, and they can push a button, record. And GoPro has got the closest of anything. The problem is we don't have the zoom function. We got a wide field of view and not the zoom function.
Except for now.
Until now.
Yeah.
So we're going to get there. This is typical archery setup here. And something I've done, and a lot of people, this is nothing new, is have your GoPro mount on your stabilizer. This is the stabilizer, and it kind of balances the bow, but it's a
perfect spot.
Perfect fastening spot. And something that I did, this is 3D printed, and it's printed in it's called TPU. It's a flexible rubber, so hopefully it has some shock absorbing qualities. So when Rob told me, hey, let's try this out, I thought I'll bring my bow and we'll shoot a few arrows and see what it does. But these are commercially available as well.
Now, did you print this one?
I printed that one, yeah. Test here, we're gonna shoot this little yellow sack from the GoPro mounted to a bow. That is something a lot of bow hunters want to try, but the violent shake of a bow or a rifle is pretty hard to get some good footage. So I'm going to step back here, nominal distance, about 15 yards, and we're going to see if we can see what the video does and what it looks like shooting at this. So
honestly, this was the first time I'd used the camera outside. I was really impressed with the sound quality. Like, how did that even... Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting my Rode mic down. I love it, but it's you know, I gotta charge it, I gotta plug it in, I've gotta, you know, I put it on, it's kind of in the way sometimes. I've almost broken it a couple hundred times. I mean, I don't think it's as good as the Rode, but I mean, like, if you're in a hurry, yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not bad.
A little test here. Okay, we're going to do another test. This camera has a zoom function on it, and we're going to pretend that this trophy yellow sack is a big deer, and we're going to see how the zoom function looks like at 15 yards. Have the zoom maximized at about 15 yards, and we're going to do the exact same shot. This is how I spent 5 days a few weeks ago down in deep South Texas at Laguna Atascosa on an public land archery hunt with my GoPro intact here. And drawing your bow back, this adjusts however high you need it to. And I discovered about eye level works pretty good, and it captures some pretty good footage. And the GoPro that I'm using is I think it's a Hero, one of the entry-level Heroes, but it's been a very good camera. One of the more useful uses of the action cameras is kind of setting up the hunt. Usually we as hunters like to mention where we're at, kind of what species we're hunting, and we usually do this as we're sitting in the deer blind, tree stand, or in this case sitting in a tripod. And we do something with the action cameras. It's a second angle shot, and we call it over the shoulder shot. So this is something it's kind of the second test we're going to do. We're going to shoot this at our sack without using the zoom function at all. Wide field of view. We're shooting close here, about 10 yards. But we're going to see how it works. Then we'll shoot the second shot with the zoom function engaged, and see what y'all think about that. Okay, we're hunting here in North Texas, and I've been after a big trophy grocery bag, and looks like we've got one coming in here. And I haven't seen one this big since the last time I was down at Safeway. So he's a trophy. I'm going to try to take him. I think we got him. Can't wait to put him on the wall.
Got it, buddy. Looks good. Showing it off.
Another thing that I use action cameras on is hunting from a bicycle. Me and a buddy do a lot of public hunts, and we have what we call limited access, so we have to use bicycles to get on some of the places, and we may bike 4 miles back in there. So having an action cam mounted to the bike, again, tells the story about how we got in there, how we got our gear in there, and all that. So we're going to try the new GoPro 7 on the mountain bike and see how it handles, you know, the rough and tough trails, which aren't too bad. It's nothing like true mountain biking. We're going down pasture roads, but we're going to see what it looks like as we pack in.
This is pretty cool. So Staley's previous model camera didn't have a time warp. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's cool. I don't know. It sounds like it should be a time machine. It's like a flux capacitor. The previous model didn't have that. And so I said, hey man, you gotta check this out. This is really cool. And so he played around with it a little bit just for me so I could put it on the video. In my opinion, I think he's gonna think this is pretty cool. He's not seen this footage yet, so I think he's gonna think it's pretty cool. Alright, that was the bow hunting edition of the GoPro Hero 7 Black review-ish. I don't know, it's up to you. But I'm going to keep putting this thing through the ringer. Pretty soon I'm putting out a video on how a vlogger, if it will work for a vlogger and if it could be your only camera for a vlogger. I'm going to do one on how a filmmaker would use a GoPro, or could use a GoPro. And I talked to my friend Todd, and he's really wanting to do how a photographer would use a GoPro. There's a whole other niche out there for photographers to video what they're doing and while they're doing it. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I want to thank all of my subscribers. You guys are the best. You keep watching my videos every time I put them out. Getting great support and great feedback from everybody. Be sure to share these with other people. You know, your friends, your family, some random stranger on the street. Share them, tell them to subscribe, hit the little bell. They'll get the newest content as it comes out. I'm doing my best to put it out really regularly. It's been tough, but you know, this isn't my day job. I do this for fun. I do this for me, but I want people to watch them and give me feedback so that I can improve and that I can bring content that's interesting to everyone else. So help me do that by watching, subscribing, sharing, and you guys are absolutely the best. I can't wait for the next one. I'm really considering going on a ghost hunt. I don't know. Maybe that'll come to something. Anyway, if you're looking to even collaborate with me, if you're a filmmaker, photographer, just a really cool person, or, you know, whatever, feel free to hit me up. Rob for Films in either the comments or something, Instagram, Twitter. Hit me up and let me know that you are interested in working with me on something, and I would love to collaborate. I'm just, as soon as somebody sends me a message about collaboration, I'm doing it as quickly as possible to work with everyone. You guys like my trucker hat? Yeah. Family hates it. I don't know. I was gonna wear a red flannel, but like it was dirty, and you know, I've got some stuff over here. Some camo. Check this out. Some little camo. I was gonna use it as a background, but it seemed like a little much. I don't know.